Yeah, let's continue Master Snowflake Data Engineering. In this, let's continue overview of Snowflake Web UI, or we also call this one is Snow Site. This is Snow Site or Snowflake Web User Interface. In this, you can see workspace. So here you can click on create. You can create SQL worksheet or Python worksheet. Let's say I want to write SQL, then you can click on SQL worksheet. It will open a SQL workspace team. Here you can write SQL statements. Here you can write SQL statements. SQL statements. This is workspace of Snowflake. And here we have to remember one important one is here you can select a database. You can select a database and you can select a schema. You can select a schema. Database for every organization level, we create database. Example, IC, DB. Organization level, we create a database. Organization contain multiple projects, right? For every project, we create a separate schema. Let's say core banking. Core banking, we create a separate schema, and insurance separate schema, and mutual funds separate schema, etc. For every project, we create a separate schema. So here you can select a database, you can select a schema. Let me show you. Here you can see already presented databases schema. Let me select Snowflake Learning DB. In that you can select public schema. So we have only one database and only one schema. Let me open this Snowflake underscore learning underscore DB. Here we have information schema, public schema. Let's go to Snowflake underscore sample data. Here uh, you can see schemas. You can see schema with under TCL, 10 TCL, and SF10, SF100, SF1000. Let's open these schemas. Let's open SF1010. Here you can see tables. They given some tables with sample data. If you select TPCH underscore SF10, let's take a customer table. See what is the number of rows of this one? 1.5 million rows. And size of this data 103 MB. 103 MB. Let's go to another size TPCH underscore SF100. It also contains tables. It also contains same customer table. This one contains 15 million and 1 GB data. Let's go and open another schema called 1000 schema. In that open tables, in that select customer table, you can see 150 million records, 150 million records, 10 GB data. So you are seeing sample data with different sizes. Let's say you want to write SQL query and you want to test on different sizes. You no need to load data into Snowflake, and Snowflake providing different sizes of data. You can test your SQL queries on this data to check how much, to check your performance of your queries. So they given sample data sets for practice purpose. And other important one, Snowflake, Snowflake is separated with storage and virtual warehouse. Writing, storage and virtual warehouse. Virtual warehouse. Virtual warehousing. Here, once you create a Snowflake account, they will created one virtual warehouse called compute underscore double H. This is the default warehouse with X hyphen small. X hyphen small means it is one resource. One resource. If you want more resources, you can create one more virtual warehouse with a different size. So once you create an account, Snowflake people creates one virtual warehouse called compute underscore double H. Okay. And next one, this is my workspace. You can give name to this workspace. Let's say in this workspace, I'm going to work with Snowflake fundamentals. Snowflake fundamentals related queries. Let's say I'm going to write all queries in in this workspace, and this is workspace name. You can rename this workspace name. Rename, let's say Snowflake fundamentals. Okay. And next one, you can see here plus symbol. You can create one more worksheet. Instead of workspace, we can say worksheet. Then second worksheet. So you can create any number of worksheets. You can write SQL queries here. Let's say I'm writing show databases. I want to know what are databases present. You can control enter. You can see list of databases. So there are three databases, Snowflake underscore learning underscore DB, and Snowflake underscore sample underscore data. You can write all SQL queries in this worksheet. So you can create worksheets by using this plus symbol. Here you can create SQL worksheet, Python worksheet, and different other options. Okay. And next one, you can see here ingestion, add data. Here it is showing different connectors. You can load local data. You can load local file into stage. You can use, you can load S3 data. You can load Microsoft Azure Blob storage data. You can load Google Cloud storage data. You can see multiple connectors. You can click on more connectors. You can see multiple connectors here to connect with the different sources, and you can load data. You can see availability. You can see list of available connectors. You can select any connector. You can connect the different source, and then you can load that data into Snowflake environment. And here you can see one more important option. Yeah, you can click on your username here. You can see this account. You can click on view account details. These are properties of your account. Account identifier is very, very important. We use this account identifier many times in our integrations. And along with this one, account name, login name, and next one, these are main important things too. And there is one more, account or server URL. All your account related properties you can find. You can find from where? Go to here, go to your user, below of left side. You can click on your user. You can see account. Here, if you come right side, you can see view account details. All your account details you can find here. Next one, you can see monitoring, very, very important feature. You can see query history. If you run any queries in your uh, Snowflake worksheets, you can get all those workspace, uh, all those queries related. See, just now we executed show databases. Click on this show database command. You can see query ID. Every query contain query ID. This query ID plays very, very important role later while working uh, in Snowflake advanced features. We use this query ID in time travel. Let's say I want to restore the data. Let's say I executed delete query. I removed 20 or 30 records. I want to restore that deleted records. Then we can find delete query ID. Then we can say, a Snowflake, I want to data before this query ID. Before execute this query ID, delete query ID, whatever data presented in my table, I want to same data. Means I want to restore deleted records. So we use this query ID in many places. One place is time travel feature. So every query contain query ID. And let's go back. You can see this is query history. And whatever queries we executed, we can see each and every query details. And right side, you can see which warehouse used to execute these queries. Query ID and user executed and which warehouse used to process this query. If you place cursor here, it show complete command. You can click on view results. It will show query results. We have an option to export result also. You can click on export. You can export output of this query. And click on monitor. You can see another one. Yeah, you can see governance and security. Here you can see users and roles. So we created one user called Akkem Sreenivas, right? You can also create users using this web user interface. So you can see create user. You can create a user or using create command also we can create user. So this is web UI web user interface, or we can also call this one as snow site. This user interface also called snow site.